Hello there. Welcome back to Drew Cove. Today we are going to be going over the Warriors situation. They are in the hard cap second apron, and if you don't know what that means, is they are very restricted on what they can do. They can't sign in. They can't get anyone in a sign-in trade right now. They can't. Um. They can't trade multiple salaries to get one big salary. So, like, say if they wanted to get Trey Murphy, they couldn't trade away like Al Horford, Moses Moody, and Brandon Podziemski for Trey Murphy straight up. I believe their contracts equal around 25 mil, so they can't do that. They can get it back into um, the first apron hard cap by maybe cutting someone, maybe maneuvering around. The first apron cutoff is 209, and they're currently at 212 or around 213. It is 212.9. Of course, this is factoring in the DeAnthony Melton contract, and they still need to sign 3 more players. So, with that being said, for team that doesn't really look like they have championship aspirations, it's going to be hard for them to make waves in this NBA season coming up, the 2027, where Steph Curry, at the ripe age of 90 or 30, not 96, 37, um, with a hurt Jimmy Butler who is also 36, a Brandon or a Moses Moody who is currently hurt, and a Draymond Green who is 35 getting paid around 28 million in the game, around 26, but again, we'll kind of act like we are salary cap restricted. Either way, we need to move around like we need to move around a bit of money. Salary cap in the game, we're around 205. That's it, close-ish. To what we are in real life. Moses Moody's contract isn't fully correct. KP's contract extension on this roster isn't correct either. Jimmy's contract, I think, is actually cheaper, and Curry's contract is actually cheaper than it is. But yeah, it's gonna be rough. For us, and we definitely need to look to make some trades. So Moses Moody and Brandon Podziemski, where are you? Could be are definitely the two glaring holes on the team that could be moved. A move that I was kind of like looking in my head was maybe we shed some space with the Clippers, bring in Jake LaRavia and Ronnie, and Nolan Connect's contract too, which is not a lot, but I don't think maybe the Lakers would go for that. In real life, maybe. Yeah, so it's definitely a rough place to be at. There's not a lot of ways you can go. Of course, maybe getting a Shannon Sharp or a Scoot Henderson would also be very beneficial for the team. One thing I will do here is just fix KP's contract. Let me see if he is eligible to resign. He'll retire. We'll of course override that. Not eligible, but let me tweak that real quick. Okay, I went through everyone and kind of fixed their contracts except for Curry's, so that should make this challenge a little bit harder. I mean, not gonna be incredibly hard, but it is going to be a little harder. In the game, again, it's not going to show the correct amount. 202. Actually, I think that is the correct amount because we had to be at like 159. I can check my cheat sheet a little bit. Okay, wait, no. So it is 209 we needed to be at. We'll act like it's 159 minus 10 mil. But this is how the current Warriors roster is looking. Charles Bassey, Will Richard, Moses Moody, Al Horford, Yaxel, E. I need to check Moses Moody's injury, but I believe Jimmy Butler's has him out till around January something. I'm gonna put it as probably 80 days. And then let me quickly search Moses Moody's injury real quick. I wonder when he was gonna come back. Moses Moody injury. Missed the start of. Okay. Who has torn their left patellar? Players who tore their left. What is it? Left patellar tendon. Which NBA players have? Damn. Thank you, Google. Wow. I'm looking at these players who've torn that, and yikes. Oh, how long did it? Okay. So, Jeremy Lin tore it, and it took him 14 months, I believe it says. And then when did Moses Moody tear it? In March. So, yikes. He might be out from probably the whole year, but again, when Moses Moody tore it versus when Jeremy Lin tore it, definitely I'm gonna have him have a bloody nose, and this is gonna be his injury. But we're gonna have him out for 104 days of summer vacation, I think. That should be fine. That's what? That's 20 more days than Jimmy Butler. So I don't feel too bad about that. Oh, his overall doesn't go down. Let me. Okay, I don't think I could have a goofy injury. Let's go broken right leg sounds fine. All right. So Jimmy Butler, Moses Moody, and Jimmy Butler are going to be out of commission for a little while. Yeah, so this is gonna be a very interesting little bit. The Warriors technically still need to sign some free agents. Um, coming here, coming into this, Cam Thomas would be great, but again, we're not gonna have the room. So everyone's gonna be coming in at full minimums. Walter Clayton shouldn't be. Let me fix that for the Grizzlies. Walter Clayton Jr. should definitely not be a free agent for them. I don't know why he is, but where is he? Oh, there he is. I see him. 2K with their like random ass cuts. Kareem Lopez, no. Taylor Hendricks, no. Honestly, I can't really. I don't think I can really like. Well, get rid of Richie Saunders because, yeah, that's kind of egregious for Walter Clayton not to be on the Grizzlies. We'll just toss someone into the G League. Kareem is. Can I move anyone down? I want to see if I can move him down. Two-way NBA games. Can't change that. Well, Walter Clayton's going to be a free agent. Whatever. We just won't pick him up. That's kind of sucky for the Memphis Grizzlies, but shit, not my problem. Anyway, going back to free agency, where we are, again, going to avoid Walter Clayton. Duncan Robinson is also should not be here. This game is just mind-boggling sometimes. Anyway, we are going to, of course, have a limited pool on who we can sign. What? Just like, just player pool wise, Gershon would be very sick. Dominic Barlow, Trenton Watford, Mason Plumlee, Porter, Nick Richards I don't think would be a horrible shot. Kelly Olynyk, of course, just in a corner, shoot ball. Nick Batum, Maxi Kleba would be nice. I think he's actually still on the Cavs right now in real life, or is he? Wait, is Maxi Kleba actually a free agent? I'm having trust issues with this. No, he's on the Lakers. Okay, whatever. I'm having trust issues with this roster a little bit, but Ari Walker. But we need to find some people to fill out this roster, and I think the first guy who will join us will be probably Caleb Martin. Caleb Martin will join us. We do need a shoot. Who do we need? So we do have center depth. We need wing help, probably. We have Yaxel, Draymond, Caleb Martin, and Gee. Curry, Melton, Richard, Pods. So, like, a shooting guard, point guard. would be nice. Like, is Mal? I don't. I feel like D'Angelo Russell oops, could be 100% bought out. Um, I don't think we realistically in real life have enough money for that. Topage. Gabe Vincent would actually be nice to have on the Warriors, and we'll pick up Lonnie Walker. And that will be the moves to fill out this roster. I think I definitely do like that. With this being said, I think we need to add Moses Moody to the trade block, and then we need to add E-Pods to the trade block. I think that will be our trade block. We'll add Draymond here too. I realistically don't see that happening. And just going to overall scouting, everyone should be contending slash, but okay, this game has Kawhi on the Raptors. We're gonna keep that as it is right now. There was a recent report that they're not going to have Kawhi. I believe it was something along the lines of they just didn't want to deal with consequences like of the tampering thing with the Clippers, with that whole thing, which is very understandable. This is going to be a very realistic rebuild. We are playing with injuries on, of course. 10-man rotation will probably be Caleb Martin. Yeah, I'm fine with that. I do want to get Richard some minutes, so we'll run an 11-man actually for right now. Because that gives Bassey some minutes. Yep, Richard 9 minutes a game. Yeah, that's fine. Horford with 18, Melton with 21, Yaxel with 25. I am going to force Draymond not to start because I think Draymond would be a better facilitator alongside B-Pods here. I don't think his defense is warrants him to start. So I think okay, now I have to freaking switch Al Horford to non-starter as well. Al Horford, vitals. All right. Where are you? Forced non-starter. All right, so Horford should not be starting. We'll have Stephen Curry, Brandon Podziemski, E. Santos. Like, why? This is like real life, like Steve Kerr. Like, what? Young old? You just hate starting. We're gonna bump it up to like where Melton plays 26. I like that. 31 from Curry. Santos can start. I like this lineup a lot. Bassey probably gets less minutes here. Definitely want Podziemski facilitating. Anyone else who's here that deserves minutes? Yaxel at 20. Yaxel at 26 feels about right. I'll give 26 to I'll give 25 to Odds. And I'll steal 2 minutes away from Caleb Martin. Give 1 more minute to Draymond, and then 2 more minutes to Horford. That seems about right. We can toss a minute extra to Richard. And that should be it for that. we will I'll, I like this trade a lot. I like Wendell Carter, but I will decline that trade for now. We are middle of the pack, so thanks. Um, I'm just gonna disable these. They're probably gonna be more of a headache than they were. I do have injuries, right? I last time I did a test run of this, and we were getting injured like crazy. Yeah, injuries are on. That's crazy. We went a whole month fully healthy. I'm just gonna make sure the CPU just doesn't. CPU doesn't have that. It should ask me. Whatever. Um, a good way to check is this. Yeah, we had no injuries. Besides Moody and Butler. So that is good. I want to see contract extensions. Curry's not available yet. He's Santos. Let's give him what he got in real life, which is about a $5 million deal. 5-year 15, and will retire. We'll bring him back. Or actually, no, we won't bring him back. I think I am fine with Draymond retiring here. 6 and 10, we're actually hanging in there. Do I think the Warriors? Oh, that also helps. Do I think the Warriors are complacent enough to, just leave that as is? Probably in real life. I'm not gonna lie. The Warriors in real life have been one of the more complacent teams in the league with like in that regard. I will give Caleb Martin's minutes back to Richard. 60, 40, 90 compared to 50. Yeah, you just haven't been playing well. Maybe your defense is crazy or whatever. But I would rather give minutes for my young guy to develop. Charles Bassey somehow is starting over Yaxel. That's a bold move, Cotton. Yeah, he's 4 and 6 compared to Yaxel's 11 and 7. Okay, yeah. This game is some hot doo-doo water. Going to the trade deadline though. This is where the injuries kind of start piling in. I'll just that with Caleb Martin. Bassey could just we'll just give it to if I move Horford up, there's not gonna be enough spacing, so let's do this. Points, minutes, 15, 24 minutes for Draymond. That sounds about fine. Going to the trade deadline. Let's see how that is. We get a healthy Mr. Yaxel back, so that definitely is very good for us. Caleb Martin, welcome to the bench. 15 minutes back to Draymond. Jimmy Butler having a sprained right knee. Not good. So, again, Caleb Martin, welcome back to the starting lineup for about 15 seconds while we pull up E. We'll give E 27 minutes, and then I'll bump up Elton's minutes a bit. Yeah, I'm fine with that. Brandon Podziemski makes his way to the starting lineup somehow, but Fine. Not hating on B pods as you get to know me and get to know this channel, you guys are gonna see how much I hate this motherfucker, Brandon Pozemski. 3 years to score 30 points in an NBA game when we got absolute bums scoring 30. But you know, I'm not tweaked at all. I'm not hating. Oh, I fucked up. Jimmy goes there. He goes here. Dalton will get 24 minutes. I hate. Jackson will get 27. B-Pods will get remaining. Bessie will lose 2 minutes. B-Pods get 2. So will you. Richard is not performing well, so we'll fix the rotations manually and just have B-Pods be main guy, and we'll run like that. 10-man rotation. I'm fine with cutting out Will Richard. It's not something that I am too worried about. Moses Moody does come back from his injury right before the trade deadline. We will give him an extra couple weeks, or extra 2 weeks to settle in, and then give him about a week or so to build his trade value, unless this happens where Jimmy Butler goes down again, where we'll just probably just throw in where's Moses Moody. And I'm fine with Moses Moody getting Jimmy's minutes. We won't play him that hard, to be honest. This game really likes Bessie. So many minutes. We'll do that. And stemming to the trade deadline. That was quick as hell, sir. So, me and Booty. Welcome. And this is where we're probably gonna have to make a hard decision. I like Bassie, but he's just not doing. Like, the game says he needs more minutes, but he's just not doing. But Horford can go down to 12, and Booty can go up to 20. What? I had Charles Bassie located to him. D-Pods loses some minutes for Jimmy to be at 28. Then London 5 of Kristaps at 30. Yeah. Jimmy at 30, Kristaps at 29 per night. And 2. Up 3 more minutes. Give 2 to Curry. 1 to Kristaps. Okay. I think that is good for us, at least. Draymond Green, of course, gets hurt. Oh. Draymond Green. Oh, that's not good. That's not good, but you kind of roll with the punches here. Draymond Green is out for the rest of the season. We will bring back Charles Bassie here. Or maybe Caleb Martin. Honestly, we're replacing ass with ass, so shout out Drake. So this is probably gonna be Draymond's stat line for the remainder of his career. The WWE superstar ends up with 6 points and 3 rebounds with 3 assists per game. Doing absolute jack shit. 1.2 EWA. Surprisingly. Can I tell you where that came from? Probably not. But he did do that. So, year one in the Warriors' plan to ruin Stephen Curry's legacy. We have 24 points, 3 rebounds, 5 assists, and a steal per game from Play Goat. Jimmy Butler with 17 points, 5 assists, or sorry, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, and a steal per game as well. Kristaps with a respectable 16, 5, and 2. I love Kristaps. I think I would rather have a real center. And you're like, oh, he plays center. He's a real center. No, he's like more of a he's like a Maxi Kleber on drugs, where he can shoot and knock down, but he's not a real center where he's just gonna be there grabbing rebounds. Brandon Potemski started 9 games for us, played in 51, averaging 26 minutes per night, has 15 points, 4 rebounds, and 3 assists a night. 14 points, 4 rebounds, and 2.5 assists per night for Mr. Guy Santos. Our rookie, Yaxel Landenborg, starting all 50 games, has 10 points, 7 boards, and 2 assists a night. Anthony Melton with a respectable 9, 3, and 3 with a steal per game. Al Horford just putting up his 2 threes a game and having 4 rebounds, 2 assists per night. And Moses Moody coming back from an injury, not really starting, to 8 points, 2 rebounds, and an assist. And then shout out Richard, Bassie, and Martin. So this is where we're gonna look around the league and kind of see we have to remember we are a second apron team, so we can't really do too much. Of course, the Milwaukee Bucks are probably gonna end up selling. I wouldn't be surprised if the Trailblazers sell in real life. This would surprise me moderately, where the um the Suns sell, but they are starting to go Pete over Jalen Green. So, well, um, selling this would also surprise me for the Pacers to sell. Um, and the Magic to sell could go either way. To be honest, they're a very expensive team for like no reason. Um, with that being said, this is where I'm currently at. I kind of really like the roster right now. We do have like a void of Draymond Green. Green's 26 mil, just running a hole. I did bump Al Horford's contract a little bit to just make us match that area of where we needed. I will not trade him for like a $10 million guy, but I think there is $1 million. I mean, in leeway when it comes to this stuff. So I will kind of look to abuse that a little bit. But yet again, this stuff isn't probably going to be the most realistic. To be honest, and it's not even meant to be. But I am just trying to play by the rules where we're kind of hard capped. Wendell Carter Jr. is averaging 7 and 6. That might be an interesting guy for us. I believe, surprisingly, the Memphis Grizzlies aren't selling. Naz Reid is a Grizzlies. Charlotte traded him. Okay. Whatever. This game. Charlotte traded him. I think Okoro would be a very nice guy to have. Jalen Smith would also be a very nice piece to have. I don't think they're selling, and I only want to take from, the selling teams. Bushman Dang. Jericho Sims, shout out, but wouldn't want to touch you with a 15-foot pole. Kevin Porter Jr., of course, is pretty nice. Not Timberwolves. The Trailblazers might have Quentin Wofford is kind of bad. Jan Hansen, don't want to go near you. Osha Ikadoro would be nice. Mark Williams actually would be a perfect fit for this team. Um, and I think Al Horford will be will have to go into this deal. We do offer probably our lottery protected first, or maybe we just offer a first in general. I think we're good enough to do that. We offer our second, and then maybe a piece that we don't need anymore, like Caleb Martin, or some guy, random guy on a minimum. Lonnie Walker has 2-star value for some reason. We'll do that for Lanier, Chaz Lanier. And is this enough to get it done? No. So maybe we do a Caleb Martin or a Amir Coffee type beat? No. Anyone who is younger and like this is a good package that we have, I think. Caleb Martin won't make it go through. I don't see him getting more than a first in real life. Like I think this is a pretty good solid package for them to take anyone at Spencer. No. Luke Kennard has 2-star value. Maybe we try to do a keeper pick where okay, a 2027 first round pick, so we do keep our pick this year. Gets us Mark Williams, so and with that being said, we are gonna do some tweaking of the roster where Jimmy will just become a shooting guard for us. We'll have KP slide to the power forward, and then we'll have Yaxel play small forward, power forward. And that should be fine for us, I believe. So we'll edit this, and then let me look at the tendencies, because I think I want Yaxel to do a little bit more in the system where for his development. So we'll bump it up to 80-80. The 10 from where he was at, and then we'll just steal that from Mark Williams where we don't need him to shoot as much. And Guy Santos, for whatever reason, he has a pretty high shot tendency. And yeah, that will be it for the trade deadline. Because I think we do look a lot better with this lineup. Bassi falls out of a rotation. That sucks, but isn't the end of the world. Caleb Martin comes to the edge of the bench where that and Richard. I think actually no, we have a lot of guard play, so maybe we go Bassi here. Yeah, real center. Lindenborg is actually gonna start over Guy. I like Guy more as a bench option for us. 18 points there, 18 minutes there. We'll go like, wow, odds work off the bench. We'll give Mark Williams 27 minutes a night, and then Yaxel. So this will be our starting lineup for the rest of the year. We'll have Curry, Butler, Lindenborg, Porzingis, and then Mark Williams. I think this is a better fit for us, just spacing wise, and then just defensively. Mark Williams fits our system. Not the greatest. He's not, he's not gonna be that guy who sits there and shoots a 3, but he will just grab boards. That allows Kristaps to play more around the arc and not have to crash the boards. Because if you didn't see Kristaps last year, he was looking He was looking like Kyle Anderson running out there, bro. It was bad. Bro got Bro was like moving how I want to see Kyle Lowry move in slow motion. Pause. Anyway, going to the contract extensions page. Let's go. No, Draymond Green will resign. We'll resign him on a. Let's resign him on minimum. But we will go past the trade deadline, and we are currently 4th right now. This game being finicky, of course. Currently 4th in the conference, shooting up to 3rd. Mark Williams immediately gets hurt for us. Back spasms will reduce his minutes, but we'll have him play through it a little bit. Give Charles Bassey. We'll have Charles Bassey start, and that will be the lineups for right now through the start of the playoffs. B-Pods also having back spasms. Good. Curry, we're gonna have to have you play a bit more. Melton, but you will end up getting the same treatment as Mark Williams, 15 minutes a night. And Moses Moody will gladly eat some of your minutes. Let's kind of see. I'm limiting Moses Moody here, but I think he's probably going to be better as a piece that we hold on to for the end of the trade deadline. And then let's move Mark Williams back up to around that. Santos lose 2 minutes there. And I think that's fine for us. Yeah, that's fine for us. Let's sim through the rest of the regular season. So, B-Pods is fully healthy by the end. That is great for us. Mrs. Moody will unfortunately lose some minutes there, and I think I'm fine with DeAnthony Melton losing minutes too. So us looking like this will not be bad, and let's simulate through the rest of the season now. For the 14th time, KP pulls his hamstring right at just limping toward the end here. We'll give Moody the minutes. I want to see if he can build his value a little bit, but we lose the last game of the season. Victor Wet Bananas, of course, wins your MVP. Who else? 24, 14, 5, and 2 steals with 3 blocks per game. Yikes. Darren Peterson is your Rookie of the Year. Josh Giddey, of course, is your 6th man, which is, I mean, hold up. Of course? What? Why is Josh Giddey coming off the bench for the Bulls? Anyway, Wemby, of course, your DPOI, and Matas Buzelis was improved. Clutch Player of the Year, Dame Time Lillard. Mitch Johnson is your Coach of the Year, and we are Executive of the Year. What Bananas wins MVP and is on All NBA first. Nikola Jokic, who has right knee tendonitis. Yikes! That sounds like it's a big ouchie, big boo boo for the Joker. Giannis, Big Purr, and Mr. Chudmaster himself, Luka Doncic, on All NBA first. We have LaMelo Balls, Tyrese Halliburton, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, Lil Pookie, and Anthony Edwards on All NBA second. Chet Holmgren, aka Wemby's son, Bam, aka Fake 83-point game. Jalen Johnson, hi. Jamal Murray, eh. And then Draymond Green's little floor mat is here on All NBA third. Defensive first team goes Wemby Asar and the rest. Walker Kessler, Why do they do this? Rookie first. AD DeBonsta's on second team is diabolical, by the way. That's crazy. Going to play the Dallas Mavericks in the playoffs. Somehow the Sacramento Kings make it into the playoffs over the likes of the Portland Trailblazers. Yeah, crazy. Crazy world we live in. Going down to 9 minutes, or 9-man rotations for the playoffs. Yaxel slides down to the 9th spot. Kinda don't like that. KP will kinda ride it out on the bench. He is hurt. We'll give him 20 points though, or 20 minutes though. I don't know why I keep on saying 20 points. B-Pods, the facilitator off the bench. Curry, of course, playing carry minutes, and Moody looking fine as a starter. Let's look at stats for the end of the year. Oopsie, I simulated past that. Whatever. Let's go here. I might be able to see. Curry averages 23 points per game, 3 rebounds, 5 assists, and a steal. Jimmy Butler averages 18 points per game, 4 rebounds, 5 assists, and almost 2 steals a game. Nice. B-Pods 14, 4, and 3. Mark Williams with 10 and 8. So perfect what we need. Just get the rebounds. Key Santos with 14, 4, and 3. We have Kristaps Tingus Pingus with a cool 16, 5, and 3 with 2 blocks per game. Moody with 8, 2 in regretfully limited playing time on the year. Melton with 9 points, 3 and 3 with a steal per game. We have Yaxel with 11 and 8 and 3. So honestly, kind of just doing his role. Charles Bassey is a notable guy, but pretty much everyone else isn't really that notable. But yeah, going to against Cut on the Head. Yeah, I don't think that changes anything. Going against Kyrie Irving and Klay Thompson, Cooper Flag, Santi Aldama, and Derek Lively against our Stephen Curry, Jimmy Butler, Moses Moody, Yaxel Lindenborg, and Mark Williams. So we'll see how that goes for us for the first game. They win. Kyrie Irving drops 37 points on our head, Lively with 14. And Curry and Jimmy tried their hardest. Look mind 54 points from them, and then honestly, not a lot of happening. KP didn't show up, nor did Anthony Melton. Moses Moody didn't have a great game. Yaxel, first game jitters. We'll see if they can bounce back. And they don't. So Kyrie Irving drops 35. Cooper Flag with 23. Curry Butler with about 46 combined. And Moses Moody really struggling here. We will go back to the coaching game plan and probably look to switch things up a little bit. E. Santos and Kristaps Porzingis moves in the starting lineup, and I am fine with that. Everyone else hasn't really been playing that well, but we will see if we can get something going. Santi Aldama drops 20. We lose by 5, which is very, very disheartening. Curry doesn't show up, and we get swept. 6 points. Curry can't get anything going. 33 minutes? He's playing not little. Anyway. we get packed up by the Mavericks. Jimmy Butler gonna have a good game when we really needed him to. B pods didn't really do anything. Yaxel tried. Anthony Melton tried. Moses Moody. Not the guy who we needed to show up in the playoffs. Wemby versus Big Purr. Let's see who wins, and it is a recreation of real life, but Big Purr wins the Finals MVP over Jalen Brunson. Player retirements: LeBron James retires. We'll overread that. I don't think any of these guys retire in real life. Maybe Drew Holiday on the Nuggets, surprisingly. Wonder how they got that work. Kevin Durant will also be overturned. Draymond Green will allow to retire, but everyone else will not. Actually, yeah, everyone else. Chris Paul, Hall of Fame. Draymond Green gets his jersey retired here, and draft lottery. Here we go. We will end up having the 26th overall pick, so nice trades. Let's send to pre-draft workouts. Maybe we can get something going here. Okay. And now let's kind of look around the league and see if we can make a pre-draft upgrade. That would be nice. Selling is currently the Milwaukee Bucks. That'll be interesting for us for sure. If we can get Josh Giddey, that would be nice for the Warriors. Sorry if you can hear my cat in the background. He found a box and is just destroying it. So, but who am I to hold him away from having fun? Yeah, Zach LaVine in real life. There's rumors that he is going to be bought out. Maybe he joins the Warriors. That would be an interesting storyline. Is Jimmy Butler's contract tradable for us? It is. Will that be a situation where we have? Probably not. We do need to resign Mark Williams. Moses Moody will look to get traded. So is B Pods. He have to accept his team player option. But yeah. Very interesting. We are still technically a second apron team, so we can't really trade for someone who isn't on a similar contract. So I just realized our dream of Josh Giddey probably goes down the toilet there. Karis LeVert, AJ Green, yikes. So our pool of players becomes way worse. As I am already forgetting who is currently selling. So Bucks, Clippers, Hornets, Kings, Magic. Bucks, Hornets, Kings, Magic, and I'm missing one. Whatever. So going to the Magic, Wendell Carter Jr. is now making $18 million on this deal. Sam Merrill, Anthony Black would be a nice facilitator for us. Do I think they trade him? Maybe not. I could see them trading Jalen Suggs over Anthony Black in real life, but I don't know how that would go. This Kings roster is just freaking terrible. Like, I feel bad for Kings fans. Oh, Hornets. We're the other ones. Haha. I remembered. Aaron Nesmith would be a nice fit. I think he kind of fits the synergy really nicely, or this like Warrior system very nicely. He's a pretty good 3-point shooter. The Clippers. Were the Clippers one of the teams? I don't remember, but the Bucks for sure are selling. And yeah, they don't have anyone who I think I would want. Derek Jones Jr. could be an interesting guy. 35% from 3, not horrible from him. On a 1-year 10, on expiring, is 29. So if there's any questions about that I mean, any questions about fit, that or long-term stuff, that might be a problem. Let me see what your contract is, Mr. Neesmith. Jumps up to 20 million a year next year. So can definitely be a somewhat longer term option for us. Don't think they get rid of Nick Clifford. Anthony Black will probably want a bigger deal coming in the offseason. So I think I might go with Mr. Mr. Aaron Neesmith here from them. We'll trade you, not Pete Santos, but Moody. Can we get a second round pick from you this year? And Chaz Lanier, we got another second. Fine with that. Aaron Neesmith for Moses Moody and Chaz Lanier with we get 2 seconds. Thank you. Hornets, and then now this is where I kind of want to look for a point guard upgrade. But we will have to wait till after the draft. During the draft 2026, let's kind of see the mock drafts here. We are projected to take Bay Fall, who is Andre Drummond, Vale McGee, Jamal Murray, nice. Also Robert Riot. 2K has us taking Robert Wright here. So I am probably gonna end up taking Robert Wright if allow me to. And Robert Wright isn't here. Sick. Diego Berra, Luke Raymond, oh. Wow, this is a lot to be desired. Juan Hernandez go. Oh my gosh. I think Ace Flag is of Oscar Wembenyama. LA Washington. OG Anunoby. Will Harkless. D-League. We'll take the guy who is not D'Angelo Russell, but where is he? Hilliard? We'll take the De'Aaron Fox guy, Drew Hilliard, and move to the second, where we'll just probably end up trading these picks for a future first. So let's kind of go here, future second. Oh, we only have one. It's fine. Then we'll just try to get the second. I don't care. I just don't want to use the money on a roster spot here. Cool. Rookie signings, we get Drew Hilliard. B-Pods accepts, or we accept B-Pods, and Mark Williams will get the qualifying offer. Second apron will be 159 million for us, or 199 million, sorry, for us. So let's get a look at our salary cap right now for this season. We are currently at 167, so if we want to dip into the second apron, we have about a max slot, maybe 32 million. Realistically, Jimmy Butler wouldn't be on this team. He would be a free agent, but I think we will look to re-sign him on a deal. I would do a two-year deal. We would not give him a max. We'll probably give him like 45 million. I think would be a fair shout for him. Um, let's go back to the roster and edit Jimmy Butler for another 45 million on his second year. 2 years. I think this is fine. So 2 years, we both signed him, and then going to contract extensions, we will resign Curry on this type of deal, and Curry resigns. That is good. And now let's kind of look at how much money we have. After those moves, we probably don't have a lot, to be honest. Salary cap breakdown. We're at 155 for this upcoming year. Well, Curry would realistically, in real life, not be on a deal like that. So let's fix it. So extension length. 1 year, two extension years. So Curry will probably be on a 45 or probably a $50 million deal. I think he takes a little bit of pay cut, and then 2 years plus extension, and then we'll do. Yeah, this works for us. Curry. Let's hopefully make sure this contract is right now. Curry on a $50 million per year. Jimmy on a $45 million, and then KP on $20 million. That works for us. E-pods, yikes. Let's kind of look at the salary cap now. We're at 155 minus 400. Salary cap. Neesmith here. And then we have that qualifying offer going to him. Cap holds. We have. Okay. It looks like we need. For whatever reason, it looks like we need. Get back Yaxel. Did Yaxel sign somewhere else? No, right? Where's Yaxel? For whatever reason, he is not on the team. Yeah. Okay. Just, let's find Yaxel then. Oh yeah, we made him a small forward, that's why. Yaxel will negotiate. And we'll just give you 5 million a year. Or 4, 5, 6. Yeah, that's fine. And then going back to centers, let's see if we do we not have. Oh, we do have Bird Rights from Mark Williams. We'll offer him that. So Mark Williams and Yaxel resign. Anthony Melton is free agent. Maybe we save some money, grab Scottie Pippen. Duncan Robinson would be a nice. Baylor Schuylerman would be nice. Person De Silva, Harris Barge, no. T. Slible, Josh Lacob. What up? Zaire Williams. Just random guy that I like in 2K. Backup center for Mark Williams is 100% needed. Power forward backup 100% needed. Gee and Yaxel, of course, will be that rotation. Jimmy Butler could probably go back to the small forward, and then we'll move Yaxel back to power forward. here. And then Jimmy can go back to power forward or small forward. Is that how I like the roster? Does that look better? Yeah, I'll have Axel come off the bench. So I'll have Curry, Pods, Eastman. Actually, I'm gonna change it one more time. I think we'll keep Jimmy as shooting guard, Pods as point guard, shooting guard, and then Yaxel as a small forward, power forward. And I think that is better for us at the end of the day. Pods stays at 81. Neesmith, fine. Richard and also take a bench role. We'll have Yaxel. So power forward depth and in center depth is what we need. Power forwards, Justin Champagny would be nice on a two-year minimum, and then getting a center that is like not bad. I like Dayron Sharp. I like Marvin Bagley, former King on the team. Andre Drummond. Yeah, will pick up Bagley. Yeah, we'll pick up Bagley on a 2-year minimum or 2-year 4 mil year deal. Unloaded, of course. So Bagley and Justin Champagny decides to go to the Lakers. What the heck, bro? What the heck, bro? Landell could be a guy. Honestly, I think we can maybe try to get probably won't get Bassey back. I kind of want a guy who's like a dog on the rebounds. Luke Cornett, sure. Celtic. We'll join the team. We'll move Mr. Bagley to power forward center. That's fine. And our roster looks like this now. So we'll have Curry, Pods, Butler, Neesmith, Richard, Santos, Yaxel, Porzingis, Bagley, Williams, and Luke Cornett coming off the bench. I like that a lot. By progression, down by 1 with Curry, down by 4 with Butler. Yikes. 1 with Mark Williams, up 1 with Mark Williams, down by 1 with KP. Pod stays the same, Gee stays the same, Richard goes up by 1, Yaxel goes down by 1. And Neesmith and Cornet both go down. Yikes. We'll auto-generate rookies for this upcoming season. KD, sure. I can't stop you. So our team looks regrettably kind of a yikes. We have Curry. Maybe we probably should have traded Jimmy. We can still technically. And I know the Warriors realistically in real life aren't trying to mortgage their future. So trying to find the right fit for Jimmy might be a harder thing. Especially for like a small forward shooting guard guy. That might be a little bit difficult. To possibly get Zach LaVine would probably been a perfect guy if he just wasn't really bad in the game. Going to the Bucks, Tyler Hero would probably be the perfect fit here. they could get off his money, and I and we'll get Tyler Hero from them. 18 points a game last year. Vela trade 3 million, so we cap we'll take AJ Green's bad contract. And then we'll give you Hilliard. Actually, we need to give you someone a little bit more valuable. Well, give you. We somehow got Kareem Lopez and Gershon. Okay. Aaron Neesmith could be the guy. No. We'll give you Hilliard. No. We'll give you this first. 29. No. Second. No. 2 seconds. No. 3 seconds. No. Okay. How about we use 2 firsts, and then a second, and then another second. Yikes. So this is gonna be a little bit more difficult. Maybe AJ, do they have like a 1-star player on their thing? No. Ooh, yikes. We can maybe. Do we toss in pods here? Probably not, honestly. Yeah, we can't really mortgage our future away for a Tyler Hero because, again, that's what the Warriors. That's not the Warriors' way. We don't want to do that. Which is kind of lame. To be honest. Josh Giddey would be nice. I don't know how much money they have currently. Derek White would be interesting. Bit here, but I don't. He is probably past his prime. Might as well just keep the 84 overall. Jimmy Butler at that point. Rebuilding wise, Trey Murphy would be a nice shout. DeJounte Murray would be an interesting fit alongside Steph Curry. I don't think that would be honestly the best fit overall. Michael Porter Jr. would be nice. Austin Reeves would be very interesting. I don't think the Warriors or the Lakers do that ever, in my opinion. Lauri Markkanen could be a piece. Lauri Markkanen could definitely be a piece, but I don't. He just doesn't fit. We'll have to read him at the small forward, and then that we'll have a lot of wing play, which is not going to be good for us. So yeah, this is going to be a lot more difficult than we kind of let on, hey? Let's see. We can like to throw in pods in that deal. I would rather not. Um, Brandon Ingram would be a guy who could definitely help us. CJ McCollum is old as fuck. AJ Debonsa goes to them. Interesting. Yeah. This is a rough one out here. I'm very curious on maybe let's I mean what else do we have to lose, really? Let's kind of try to talk to the Lakers. Austin Reeves is making 41, 45. We're not interested. They want Neesmith. They'll give him a Hardy. I would just rather throw in 2 seconds. Done. Okay. So, we get Austin Reeves here. Probably a better fit overall. Bit of a better 3-point shooter. And a bit younger. isn't really that superstar upgrade that we're kind of looking for, but is definitely fine with us not having to throw in a first screen. And then KP, Santos, Mark Williams. Wait, no. Bad. I think maybe we can definitely look to upgrade and look to get a better player with D-pods um and another guy who like, can we get Shin Sharp or Scoot from the Trailblazers? That would be nice, right? Shin Sharp making 20 mil. Scoot, not so much. Can we package in like Neesmith and Pods' contract to make this work? Like, is that like a lateral move? I don't know, to be honest. I don't know. But we can look again through the rebuilding teams. Zion with this team? No. Michael Porter Jr. would be a nice fit, but I don't think we have the money for that. Because, yeah, Neesmith is only making 11 mil. Yeah, our options are so limited, which is frustrating with this team because we can definitely be better. We definitely could be better than implied. Like a Josh Giddey. Austin Reeves can slow down. Wait. We might be able to cook something here. Josh Giddey is at 84. We give up Neesmith. 9 mil more? Okay. Probably not then. Probably not then. Jaime Jaquez wouldn't be a horrible idea either. I know the Wizards are selling, but every time I go to the Wizards, their players just don't do well. And like Shaden Sharp is like the closest thing to a clear upgrade on this team. And I don't know if I would want to trade Pajemski for that. Because we have Neesmith, that, and a first in 2029 we can trade for a guy. So it could be very, very difficult for us to find anything. Brennan Ingram, yeah, we got 18 mil more than allowed. Of course. Dyson Daniels. Oh, a Jalen Johnson would be a nice fit. That's 8 million more. Dyson Daniels would be a little bit too much money for us too. Charlotte Hornets, kind of Knuppel, they would never trade in a million years. Grayson Allen is not an upgrade at all. It's really tough sledding out here. In cotton. Peyton Watson getting $9 million in this game is really funny compared to like what he actually wanted. We can still go out get Trey Murphy. I think we at this point looking throughout these teams, we are kind of like desperately looking for an upgrade that is probably not there. Like Miles Bridges with this team? Miles Bridges? Honestly, how much money? 4 mil? Honestly, I think we'll just wait till like the trade deadline and then maybe look at these trades because honestly, I'm like trying to force a trade and I don't like them to be honest a lot. Kristaps Porzingis has a sore back, getting his back cracked. Sorry, that's probably not true. I should not be. I'm sorry, Kristaps Porzingis. That's probably just false information. I did not mean to do you dirty like that. Um, but yeah, going to around the trade deadline. Let's see what. Um, no way. We starting Kareem Lopez at the small forward. Oh, him. Wolf. You know what, Kareem Lopez? I am gonna make sure you don't think about starting. I am ruining your NBA career. That's what you get for trying to freaking start, dog. D. Santos is back in the starting lineup. Yaxel kind of doomed. And to potentially fix that, we can go to here and do this for Yaxel, I think. But I do not want to keep on doing this for Yaxel. But we kind of need him to take strides here, and I think that is how we are gonna end up doing it. Going to the trade deadline for realsies now. We're gonna be kind of mid, to be honest. Evan Mobley wins NBA Cup MVP. We'll have the CPU deal with that. Guy Santos. Yikes. Austin Reeves, welcome back to the starting lineup. Bagley out. Austin, 6 to 8 weeks. Not good. Thank you, Marvin Bagley, for coming back. Mark Williams. So injuries are piling up. Oh my gosh. So many injuries. Stop it. But it looks like we are trying. Oh my gosh. Marvin Bagley. And we're just going on a losing streak. But 6 in the power rankings, or 6 in the conference right now. We were getting to somewhat normal, and then we just lost like a couple of our good players. Not we're only 8 games away from first, 5.5 away from second, or actually that's also we're tied for first, but could easily be third seed if we just didn't have injuries. Curry is whatever. Matter. Mark Williams looks like he's coming back somewhat soon. Let's kind of see what injury he had. Outraged. Bruised hip. And then Bagley and Reeves both injured. Looking at team intel, and let's actually look at our finances actually. 164 again, so we're underneath that threshold where we want to be. And looking at the team intel, are there like hard sellers at this deadline? So the Pelicans are selling hard. Okay. Selling is Denver Nuggets. Selling is anyone else? So it looks like just the Nuggets and Pelicans are hardcore sellers. Let's kind of talk. Let's go look at this Pelicans roster and see if we can snag anyone. They traded for Dyson Daniels. I don't know when that happened, but 6 points is definitely not very good from them. Roster-wise, do they have anything that makes us better? Pajemski averaging 17 points a game, so maybe we don't look to trade him. Neesmith, though, we could definitely look to trade for a better role player. Again, it looks like upgrading our bench is probably going to be our main focus here. Christian Braun, 14 points. 14 points by Peyton Watson as well. Andrew Mamu is here. And looking at this Pelicans team, use Misi, their queen. Both not having the best of times. Cam Thomas, shout out this guy. Quentin Grimes on Pacers. But I think Peyton Watson could be a guy who we can definitely get. Let's get Neesmith in here if they want Porzingis in. Wow. Wow. We'll give you that. And Richard could be a guy who we can look to trade. We'll give you, and you can give me Dusty. Or who's bad on your team? Duncan Robinson? No, I do not want Aaron Gordon. We'll give you the second rounder. No. Drew Hill. Alright, this trade's dead. We are not getting him. I'm yikes. Something we haven't done this whole rebuild really is do like something like this, where we can get Julian Strother, Malik Monk on a $20 million deal. Yikes. Christian Braun could be the guy. Nice little guy to have. That wouldn't be bad. For our bench stuff as well. And that'll help Reeves till he gets back. I like that deal. Let's go talk to the Nuggets about that deal. Let's see if we can do it here, though. Nuggets will get Braun. We'll give you Neesmith. Give us the trash ass rookie. And then, yeah. No. We'll give you. Keep that second in. No, but when I do it over here, where it's Neesmith and Hilliard. Oh, it's a first round pick. Yikes. Yeah, don't like that as much then. Dante DiVincenzo, we get Gershon, fella, Jakob Podol in the first now. Christian Braun and Gershon. Yeah. We'll take that easily all day of the week. Switching game plan with Christian Braun in the mix. We have Guy and Brown. With Mark Williams, Bagley, and Reeves all hurt. And then Richard is just phased out of will just be phased out of our plans. He's not really getting better anyway, so. Do I care too much? Not really. Gary Trent Jr., Pressure Chua, Justin Champagny, Dylan Cardwell, Kelly Larson would not be bad, but that's a lot of shooting guard depth. Carlo, Noah, no, we'll pick up Justin Champagny for this like second rounder, around the same age. Hawks, cool. that just gives us more depth at a position of need. Graham Lopez will just stay here. We do need to sign some free agents and a center is definitely one of them. Nick Richards is hurt. The G League is hilarious. Thomas Bryant, welcome to the Warriors, and then Kessler Edwards. Chris Jackson, maybe? No. Morez Johnson Jr., we'll just take him. We don't. Okay, yeah. That's funny. Do we have enough for Leonard Miller? No, we don't. We should have enough for Kenyon Martin or Matisse Thybulle, Kogi. We'll add Martin on deal, and that should round out our roster for the rest of the year. Penny, yeah, Martin, Bryant, Drew Hilliard on the bench with Bagley Reeves, Mark Williams, all set to come back. Contracts extensions, nobody. And we'll actually look at everyone through the halfway point before I forget. So 28 points, or 22 points from Curry with 3 rebounds, 7 assists, and a steal. We have 21 points from Reeves, 3 boards, and 4 assists a night. All three have 1 steal. Pods with 17, 5, and 4, so taking that kind of a leap that we needed to. And to do Kristaps with 15 or 16, 5, and 3. We have Braun with 15, 4, and 2. Yeah, E with 15 or 15. Oh my gosh. 13, 4, and 3. And then Yaxel with 11, 7, and 3. So definitely playing his role. Mark Williams averaging 8 boards for us. Bagley averaging 5. Reed, Lopez, Luke Cornett, yada yada yada. All on the team. All playing the game of basketball for the Golden State Warriors. Yikes, Luke Cornett is our starting center. Mark, oh, gosh. Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Marky Poo. Posing the deck, expect these 2K shits are. Why are you so angry? Whatever. I think it'll end up being fine when we start winning more. Did I see? Oh, Reeves is back. Okay. I thought I saw that. Is deadline? What did you like? No. Reeves is back right before the All-Star break, so that is good. Pazemski, yikes, but that's fine. We have guard play. Yaxel day to day will leave the rotation as is. Welcome back. Welcome back. 41 and 27 right now. We're currently 5th in the conference rankings. 4th, 5th, 4th. Mark Williams has a twist ankle. Thank you, Luke Cornett, for being their starting center now. Thank you, Mark Williams, for coming back. And Chet Holmgren is your MVP. Okay. Tyron Stokes Rookie of the Year to the Wizards. Nice. Jalen Green, 6th Man of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year, Wemby. Caleb Wilson, most improved on the Bucks. Cool. Hi, Giannis. Everyone's hurt, so we got Chet as your MVP. Mr. Tubby 1, Mr. Tubby 2, both hurt day to day though for the Tubsters. Victor Wet Bananas is fine, and honest day to day. Giddy makes 2nd team. I wish we could have traded for him. And Shengun. So no Warriors. That's fine though. Defensive teams probably no Warriors too. Terrence Stokes, Long Island Nets, Christian Anderson Jr., Walter Clayton Jr. Not a rookie. Anyway, do you get the 4 seed over the Lakers? let's kind of look at how we match up with them. It is Luka Doncic, Jimmy Butler, Dalton Connect, Jared Vanderbilt, and Walker Kessler against us, having Mark Williams, Kristaps Porzingis, Yaxel Lendenborg, Austin Reeves, and Stephen Curry. I just want to take a sneak peek at their benchy poo. Okay, I can't see it. Let's go here. Lakers. Lakers are gonna match up against us like this. They have a pretty shite bench, to be honest. They have Williams coming off the bench, Hardy coming off the bench, Laravia. So this should be a winnable series for us. Especially since I believe we saw, yeah, Bando starting for a really good defensive piece, but we got our tall guys. Anyone who needs to be cut from the rotation, I think we are running a 9-man, and Bagley on the year kind of can be the odd man out. Can I look at the season stats? Okay, season stats before we go into the playoffs. 22 from Curry, 3 rebounds, 6 assists. Reeves with 21, 3 and 5. Pods with 16, 5 and 4. We have Mark Williams. Wait. We have KP with 15, 5 and 3. We have Brown with 13, 3 and 2. Santos with 13, 4 and 3. Yaxel with 11, 8 and 3. Mark Williams with a cool 10 and 8. Kareem Lopez 9 and 4 with 3. And other guys played a game of basketball. So we will cut out Marvin Bagley's minutes and run an 8-man for this playoff set. And hopefully we can get hard carried by a 90-year-old Stephen Curry. But simulating game 1, we take the win. 21 points from Curry, 21 from Reeves, 21 from Pods, 19 from Yaxel. And then Dalton Connect, leading scorer. Luka Doncic, just not carrying. Game 2, Doncic comes up with 36, 2 and 9. Jimmy Butler with 24, already with 16. Reeves comes up as the leading scorer for us with 20, 18, so all-around game. Everyone in double digits except for Marvin Bagley, who, even though we took away his minutes, he's like, fuck it, dog. I shot out my daddy's nuts already. Luka Doncic with 24, Butler with 23, KP with 22, Yaxel with 21. Stephen Curry not having a great playoff run so far. And then to close it out, we sweep the Lakers. And the Lakers didn't end it without a fight. 31 from Doncic, 29 from Hardy, and 27 from Butler, but did not match our overall depth with 25 from Reeves, 20 from Yaxel, the Axel, the Faxel, 18 from Pods, 14 from Keith Santos, 13 from Bagley and Williams, 11 from Curry, which is tragic. And we will see who we taking on in the next round. So against the Minnesota Timberwolves, we'll see. It's LaMelo, it's Anthony Edwards, it's Io, it's Jaden McDaniels, and Rudy Gobert. So coaching game plan, we'll see if they want to change anything up. Not really. Let's kind of see how everyone's playing in the playoffs so far. 13 points per game, so not a playoff raiser right now for Stephen Curry. It looks like B-Pods is a bit of a playoff riser here. So that's definitely good for us here. Just looking at shot tendencies while we're here, I want Curry at 100, and I do want Reeves shooting the ball more, and I'm fine with Braun just shooting the ball. And Teapods can definitely be at 80. Santos can move it down to the 75, and Williams shooting the ball. We'll exit it and see if that helps us with this round 1 or round 2. But Anthony Edwards puts up 24, LaMelo puts up 18, Shannon 18, Curry puts up 23. KP puts up 19. We lose, or we win in very close fashion in this game. Eliminate game 2, they take it where they beat us by about 14. Anthony Edwards pops off for 38, McDaniels 32, and LaMelo Ball with 29. 28 from Curry, 25 from Yaxel, 19 from Porzingis. Not enough to get it done. Brandon Podziemski gets hurt here, but we'll thug it out. Game, but we take it. I think I accidentally overrode his three just by trying to look at it. So, yikes! Yell at me in the comments. Speaking of not yelling at me in the comments, please, if you've made it this far, please like, comment, and subscribe. It will help me a lot. It gets more, lets me know that you want more videos, and it helps me kind of tweak how I do these videos. I want to. I'm still trying to find like good pacing with the videos, so please bear with me. I'm just experimenting with this. And I want to see what works. But again, please like, comment, and subscribe. It helps me a lot, and it helps me learn and grow, and it also helps other people see the videos, and see find other NBA fans out there. But Stephen Curry with game 3, 36 points, 22 and 10, so triple or double for Mr. Yaxel. 16 from Santos, 15 from Reeves, 22 from Edwards, 18 from Desumu, 17 from McDaniels. So we take game 3. Push-ups for Zingas gets hurt. We'll have them deal with that. But 29 from Curry, 23 from Yaxel. Yikes. Desumu puts up 22, and Anthony Edwards 19. We'll simulate game 3 or game 5, which we take, even though Anthony Edwards puts up a 43 piece in our mouth, 21 from LaMelo Ball and 19 from Desumu, but their bench stuff isn't really helping them at all. 8 points, or 28 points from Curry, 21 from Reeves, 18 from Yaxel, 17 from Guy Santos, 11 from Pods, 11 from Braun, and that's how we're going to win games, is through the depth that we have on the team. We'll have them do that and simulate the round, where we're going to take on Oklahoma City Thunder here. It's Shea, it's Cason Wallace, it's J Dub, it's Chet Holmgren, and Jalen Williams. So definitely going to be a hard-fought series for us. We, talent-wise, don't match up with them very well. Chet Holmgren, 34 points. They smoke us by 31, so not good. Curry with a 33 piece, Reeves with 17, 15. Yada. Not good. Let's simulate through game 2, where we take it. 27 from Shea, 25 from Chet, 16 and 13 from whichever Jalen Williams you want. Austin Reeves with 23, Chris Brown with 22, Bagley with 21, Santos with 21. So, good depth game from us. We have another game where we get carried by Stephen Curry, 34 points. We got a double-double from Mr. Austin Reeves and Yaxel Lindenborg. So 29-10 from Reeves, 21 and 12 from Yaxel. So where we're missing the rebounds from Mr. KP. We're getting it from Mark Williams and Yaxel. Not like KP was getting us a lot rebounds. Anyway, Jalen Williams leads the score with 22, 19 from AJ Mitchell, 18 from Shea, and then 12 from Chet. So, yikes. Brandon Pozemski comes back for us for game 5, where he gets us 19. 35 from Curry, 30 from Reeves, 19 from Pods, 15 from Braun, 14 from Yaxel. And then Chet Holmgren, 27 and 13. Shea gets 25 and 10. So double-double over there on the other side. And let's see who is going to the finals. We go to the finals. We pack them up in 5. So Chet trying his hardest. 36 points and 15 rebounds. Shea not having a good series against us. But Stephen Wardell Curry gets us 31. Reeves with 24. Odds with 16. Bagley with 15 and 14. Yaxel with 14 and 11. So 2 double-doubles on our side. They have a singular double-double on their side, but his was admittedly pretty insane. We are going against the Pistons. So Curry averaging 32 and 7 against Cade's 35, 5 and 10. So going to be a very interesting very interesting series. KP comes joins the fray. Bagley definitely doesn't start over. I know Bagley's having a good offseason, but he definitely doesn't start over Braun. So let's do that. I'm fine with that. So the Pistons will have Cade Cunningham, Danis Jenkins, Asar Thompson, Ron Holland, and Jalen Duren. We'll have Curry, Reeves, Yaxel, KP, and Mark Williams. So our depth has been our key to success so far in the playoffs. Can we make it close? They pack us up by 14 points, 21 points from Cade, 23 points from Reeves, 18 by Curry, 21 from Paul Reed. Game 2, they take us by 20, 34 from Cade, and Dennis Jenkins with 15 and a double-double. Reeves, Christian Braun. Let's kind of see how he's doing. 6 and 8. Okay. Maybe we listen to the coaching game plan. Come back. Oh. Mark Williams is pissed. You are pissed, but you're in the finals. 3-0 by the Pistons, and this is where we are not messing around, and I don't care. We'll run the world's smallest rotation, and we'll simulate this last game with Simcast. If it's close, we'll of course jump in. We pack up. We'll pack up the Pistons here. 30 points from KP, 26 from Curry, 22 from Yaxel, 16 rebounds. Yikes. Jalen Duren gets hurt. And that straight North quad day to day, so oh my god. Mark Williams gets hurt. Thomas Bryant what we'll do is move Bagley back to center. And that will be our move. Because I think Bagley was a decent rebounder, yeah. Not the best, but probably going to be better than Thomas Bryant or Luke Cornett. GG's there, by the way. Simulating with Simcast there. We'll jump in again if it's close, but looks like we're going to take this home against the Pistons. Reeves with 28, Bagley with 23, Pods with 22, Curry with 20, and then Cade with 26, 23 from Asar Thompson, and 22 from Duran. So not out of the fight yet. And we pack them up again. So 23 from Reeves, 22 from Porzingis, 20 from Curry, 20 from Pods. On their end, 23 from Duran. So this is a very hard fought battle between the Pistons and the Warriors. And it looks like it is a 15-point game. So definitely not going in our favor so far, but maybe the Warriors can pull us out. Either way, it would be nice to see this team get some run as we load into this.
And now we get a little perspective here on how...
Sliding, let's turn off the commentary value. And here we are on the right camera. Yeah, I'll do that. I do want a server. So Cade is going to shoot some free throws. Makes up for by 16 now. Up by 17. Curry is going to push down the ball against Cade Cunningham, taking his sweet ass time. Curry passes out to Porzingis, who is shooting hot nothing. Curry with 3, breaks it. Asar Thompson will pick up the ball. Cade Cunningham against Curry in what might be his last season. Pistons looking up the ball. Cade driving, step back, spin move, nothing. Jenkins, and Holland. So Ron Holland, second. Nice little tip in. Good hustle play. Kozepsi looking at the ball against Jenkins. Curry shoots 3 in Cade's face, and that jumper never gets old. Down by 16. Cade sizing up Curry. Just trying to waste clock here. Spin move, pass to Duran, and Bagley couldn't defend. So really feeling the effects of losing Mark Williams for the year. Porzingis out to Dutty, back to Curry. Curry back to Dutty, and raise 3. 15-point game now. He has 20. Holland holding the ball top of the key. Passes to Cade. Passes back to Holland. Holland's gonna shoot and sinks the away ball. Sloppy defense by the Warriors on their end. Passing up to Yaxel, back to Yaxel. Back to KP. Gonna get the screen by Bagley and shoots long mid, which don't work to build a Minecraft house. Jenkins receives the pass from Cade, which goes to Duran. Duran working Bagley. Up the key, passes to Cade and 3. And yeah, the Warriors didn't have the most talented roster, but, you know, had a surprising run. Gonna get the screen from Bagley, and Curry's just gonna pass to Bagley, who's gonna shoot up the ball, and shoot up pass. Cade pushing down the ball against Curry, and this is definitely probably Cade's finals MVP to lose against Duran. But Thompson to Cade, shooting a 3 in Curry's face, breaks it. Duran with the rebound. Cade against Curry still. So Thompson is going to shoot 3, miss it. Yaxel gets a sloppy foul. It's terrible. And bricks all 3. Kareem Lopez, Chip Ball, Luke Barnett, and that will be it for your Golden State Warriors. Could not reach the mountain, but got gosh darn close. And now we're gonna find out if Jackson said. Second year going to the final play. That was also Kerr's contract year, I believe. Love it. I do not care. Kane does get final MVP though. So, I mean, I cared a little bit about that, but not a whole lot. We're gonna advance, lose by 21 points. Last game of NBA Finals. Cade Cunningham is your Finals MVP, and let's kind of look at our playoff stats here. Curry with 23, Reeves with 20, Yaxel with 16 tonight, 16 from KP, 15 from Pods, and fuck Mark Williams. That's all I have to say. Here, that's fine. Player retirements. Stephen Curry does retire, so that looks like it's gonna be it for the video. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you watched all the way through. That would be greatly appreciated. We got damn close to the mountaintop, but couldn't get there, unfortunately. And yeah, Christian Austin Reed. This post Curry era looks horrible for the Warriors, by the way. But we do got Reeves, we do got Pods as our backcourt, and that's about it. Wait, I just realized we made like a version of the Lakers. We have we got Reeves, we got Pods. Dude, Pods goofy ass. We got KP. I don't like that face. I don't like that face scan from KP either. We got Pods, Braun, Reeves, and KP, all looking, and Luke Garnett. Shout out Luke Garnett. This Hilliard guy is fucking butt ugly. Anyway, sorry. Let me know how you enjoyed the video in the comments. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I'm gonna peace out of here. Let me know what you would have done different in the comments, and peace.